be moderating the panel discussion on marketing and digitization, delivering value in the new age. Professor Isaac Jacob is a marketing and advertising veteran with an industry career spanning over 32 years. He has worked across the marketing industry and hierarchy from a salesperson to a CEO across leadership responsibilities in sales management, brand management, marketing, and general management. He's worked on brands like Puma, Fevicol, Mercedes-Benz, Lux, Tata Motors, Cadbury's, to name a few. Before getting into a full-time academic career and his corporate career, he was a visiting faculty at JBIMS for over 20 years. He's taken up teaching full-time for the past 15 years and has 18,000 plus citations to his credit. He has co-authored 5 books, including the globally best-selling book, Strategic Brand Management, with Professor Kevin Lane Keller of Tuck Business School, Dartmouth, USA, and contributed 4 Indian cases in Kotler's Classic Marketing Management textbook. He has presented research papers and case studies at various international conferences such as EMAC, CMC, Gamma Global Marketing Conference, Global Fashion Management Conference, etc., and has taught at multiple business schools such as JBIMS, IIM Calcutta, IIM Trichy, IIT SOM, NMIMS, SCM, and Charlie, to name a few. Professor Jacob specializes in brand management, integrated marketing communication, celebrity and sports marketing, advanced marketing strategy, and global marketing management. He's a brand consultant and corporate trainer for organizations such as Bharat Petroleum, ARKEMA Chemicals, Godavari Biorefineries, MSNL, Sony Bix, Insurance Institute of India, Ojala Supreme, Mainland China, Boots Healthcare, Schaeffler Auto Transmission, and JAPFA. He was awarded the Best Teacher for Outstanding Contribution to Teaching and Education in 2014 by the Higher Education Forum, and the Best Teacher Award at the 3rd Asian CEF Award for Excellence in Education in 2014. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us today. We give the floor to you now.
Thank you. My God, that was I don't know what to say. Okay, great stuff. Thank you, and look forward. What a panel! What a panel! I'm really waiting to start this panel discussion with specialists and experts from the area of digital and digital-driven marketing activities, for instance, and such. So just to put into perspective this entire roundtable that we're going to have. It will be roughly about 45 minutes or thereabout as such. But let me give you some ground rules. We have 3 panelists right here, and we have a surprise panelist who's also coming in towards the end. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. And that surprise panelist we call Phantom. And he's an AI specialist. To take the discussion through and perhaps get a confirmation or a verdict from our panel subsequently. You can see it happen. Okay, so that's the way forward. Okay, just to put the entire discussions into perspective. The conference theme is marketing and digitalization. Delivering value in the new age. Now, delivering value has been the cornerstone of marketing, no doubt about it. We all learn marketing, we practice marketing, we research on marketing, but this is simple, equation which is there, and that is marketing. No rocket science. It's delivery, value delivery between 2 entities. One is a company or a brand, the other is a set of audiences, or consumers, or customers, whatever you want to call them. And therefore, if the value delivery equation changes over a period of time, positively, customers remain with you. You get more profits for the companies, or the brand becomes more value for instance. Besides that, if you actually go the other way about because of various factors and your delivery of value gets lost or gets stunted, you'll find that customers move out companies get to losses and things like that, and perhaps even shut down. In the new age, as we looked at, I was looking at some very interesting research papers. This research paper is from the marketing science, it's a very recent one. Some of the things that marketing, academics have really pondered on is that this entire thing about digitalization that is happening, and it is now becoming the watchword. Should we all jump onto this bandwagon? Is it possible for us to expect greater value for our clients and therefore make more profits? Can we understand customers, also get into even sensing customers, that kind of things. So there are possibilities that are there. But what, this research paper comes out, and I think it's one of the latest ones that we have looked at, is that value delivery is enhanced, improved significantly. When companies that have been indulging in what they term as classic marketing, also combines with digital marketing, you get significant synergy that is built up for. It's not one or the other. And I think it's a great learning. But there are some major things that we need to understand as to how to use. I think yesterday we had a fantastic keynote address by Raj Venkatesan, and he spoke about the progression that a company should go through in terms of equipping yourself to the digital world. It's not like just putting on a button, the light coming on. It doesn't happen that way. One is that the company should mature, company should move ahead. There is a foundation that needs to be laid. Then you basically use data, building data, understanding how to do that, and then subsequently going through those 5 stages we all learned yesterday about. Without which, of course, we are barking up the wrong tree. You get the point? That's the reason why we have specialists. Companies are not specialists, digital marketers. Opportunity. Correct? So companies have to go, brands have to come to all of you. And therefore, this interesting, area that we are now going to traverse and go through is how digital marketing is building value, for instance, for marketing and brands, marketers and brands. Unilever has gone into digitalization. And I say, Dr. Venkatesan took that very interesting case of, how Unilever has also got into digitalization, for instance. But does it happen in a chutki? There's a time, there's a progression. There's how you need to move first. But then, the crux of it is how we will basically look at. So, without much ado, let me just jump into the questions first. They're not questions, they are imponderables that we all have. So we said that we will go into the expert and get there. And believe me, your question in one way or the other will be finally answered by our random panelists towards the end. Keep that in mind. Don't miss out. It's in the last 15 minutes that we will build up. So this is a teaser. How to build up, I won't say expectation, but it is basically in free. How it will happen. You all go on to all these, formats and things like that as such. So let us look at as to how. So, as I was mentioning, without boring you guys any further for the such, the value delivery through this particular, roundtable that we will have is how to understand digital marketing and how it works and how it works in companies with brands in order to deliver significant value. That's what we are looking at. Okay. So here we have the specialists. We all know, the background of each one of them. But let me, kick off this particular roundtable by asking each one of them to give their, take on what is digital marketing and how they have been able to deliver value to their clients, for instance, right from the horse's mouth. Don't wait for me to tell you. So should we start with Komal? Hi.
Hi, it's great to be here. Thank you.
We all want to know who you are and what you've been doing and what is your, value delivery to your clients.
We strive to do that. We're getting there. So in a nutshell, I run a VR and integrated agency called SGMC'23. Let us say that it's the last 30 years. My background in VR and marketing is 21 years. This is bread, butter, and peanut butter. I'd be out of a job if I didn't do this. So I've literally seen the days from where communication was done via fax. So yeah, call it like a possible day, and to seeing it now, which is hard to localize without worrying with jargon, literally send personalized messages to ensure that delivery of whatever we need to communicate, whether it's through campaign, whether it's through email, etc., it's reaching in various ways, more than just an email. There are various ways to communicate the touch points that we need. So Tune, what we try to do, or what we've been really seeing the way value delivery is happening in PR and marketing, is digital has been a great asset to be able to reach out to more people in a shorter time. That means what it took us 8 hours to do, then is now reduced to as less as 2.5 hours. Now it's interesting when you ask the question of what can you do the rest of the hour, ideal answer should be creative and research.
Besides traveling on the road, you have a lot many more things to do when you are finished.
Or see, yeah, like we come scrolling all the time. I think the most exercised part of our body today is our eyes and thumbs. Everybody will agree with me on that. So I think digital as a value is going to create asset creator, but I think it's also made us a bit lazy on our dependence on it. And we can't take the human ingenuity to it. So I think my take on what we've been doing, we say that we do interesting campaigns, we do it in spoken channel. I always say why work more when you do that. Right? So you have to be digital, you have to look at every aspect of it collectively. It's never in isolation. So digital exists because humans can operate it. And I think taking that step forward is the next way forward. But digital has been a great creator in terms of reaching out more geographies, more people, having access to so many more people which you otherwise would not have discovered. Be it that small person sitting in Harari who can make your leather goods, or somebody that you are scouting in Canada when you're opening a new housing society, for example. So I think these are just various aspects that they can show touch upon more, but that's a little on us.
Okay. Thank you. That's wonderful. Yes, Nikhil. I have a secret to reveal about Nikhil. Nikhil comes down to the undergraduate college, SGMC'23, takes sessions on advertising, communication and all those things, and just runs away from the field. Next time we're going to request you to come this end of the campus. So just move to this end of the campus. We'd love to have you.
That'll be a pleasure, sir. But I really think I'm not as old as the kind of experience you have, so it's actually an honor being here. I think when we talk about digital, I've spent 7 years, ever since the digital has evolved. So what I have learned over time, along with what Komal has said, digital is more of a space, not just a medium. A space where actually the world is coexisting. Like if I look at kids who are 13, 15 years old, they have their avatars, they are building homes and lands and Roblox. What we did in Minecraft, they are doing in Roblox. It has become more than a space. So from existing in this world to existing over there, it's giving us a space to express ourselves, be who we truly are, what we are not able to do. Brands are betting on it, investing on it, because we do not know. It's like a fourth panelist as a phantom. I think the future is a phantom, we do not know what it's going to unfold as. But the digital has unfolded over time, it has evolved and made us do different things. And I think it will keep doing it. Like we see it in a lot of years, but if you look at 2012 and 2022, it's one decade, but how things have changed. So I think that's what digital has given us. It has given us the space to do more. It has given us the space to be ourselves, add more value to what we do, and in real sense scale things. Like when you used to make print ads back in the day, it used to be like, okay, you have to make it, it's going to be in the morning for almost 20 days, 30 days, a lot of money goes into it. I post something, I take it down. That's versatility. I think what the digital is going to be, we'll know it ever since the time evolves. Things are going to come. What happens with NFTs or metaverse or blockchain? The debates come, they go. The trends come and keep going. But I think what really stays is, in the end, we are all in the business of people, the communication business. The mediums will change, the spaces will change, we're ultimately talking to people. I think digital helps us talk better. It will always boil down to how we say things and be that. Like they always said, right? AI might not replace you, but a person using AI might. So that's
Absolutely. We had a wonderful talk yesterday on that. So everybody is perturbed and they're trying to reinvent themselves. Yes, Anand, please.
Thank you very much, first of all, for inviting me here. It's a pleasure and an honor to be on the same stage as you are. So, thank you very much. Hi everyone, my name is Hardik. I am Vice President for Digital Marketing at Pure Digital. I'm an engineering student by education. Marketing just happened to be a hobby and an opportunity that I got. Because I had my issues with my engineering college and degree. So then I ended up joining an organization called Rectai, where I learned most of the things that I know today about digital marketing. After my Rectai experience, which was purely into web traffic monetization. So when nobody was talking about driving traffic to the website,
It's a very important, metrize today almost every marketer is looking at.
So when nobody was understanding what traffic on the web page, I was actually generating revenues from that web traffic. So I'm from that age, 2007. After that, I basically ended up joining the corporation where I built CMSs, because I'm an ultimately an IT engineer, so I do programming. So I went into the area where the technology and marketing converge, like both of them together deliver value. So then I ended up building my own CMSs with programmers. We delivered a lot of technology stuff in those 2-3 years. Then I ended up joining Pure back in 2011. So I'm one of those people who would, so today the typical trend is that everybody changes the job every 3 years. That's the longest most people will serve, right? Not in Pure because here we stay on and on for years, and every year there is new challenge that we're trying to solve. So I joined Pure Tech as a SEO executive. For the first years I was an SEO executive. Then I started working on digital experiences. Today I work on the entire funnel of consumers on digital platforms where we not only focus on acquiring the customer, but also look at engaging them, converting them into paying customer, and then downstream funnel, wherein how do you get them to frequently buy again from you? How do you get them to frequently transact with you? And then how do you get them to become an advocate of your brand? So that's the kind of full funnel optimization is what we call it in marketing, is something that we work on. And I think fundamentally one emerging trend which I think we can also touch base upon today is the behavior and economics aspect. Because that is something that is changing the way how consumers are interacting and how brands are taking value out of a consumer's needs and requirements and different digital touchpoints. So yeah.
That is the first question I'm going to pose to you. We come to that, but wonderful way of building up a career. I think, let me tell you this, if you're working in an organization or in a vertical, which is your hobby, you will never work a single thing.
I agree with that.
Your passion will take you forward. You will cut to every problem or issue or worry that you have. And that's why we see such a lovely glow on your face. Wonderful, super. Now we know the panelists and who they are, and so we will now let's go and get some very some questions that could be granular. We start with Komal. Komal, this I think is a very interesting trend that we are seeing globally. For instance, there is this Edelman report that we discussed yesterday with you. The age of mistrust. Now, the age of mistrust has really built across various segments. It starts with the younger segment, more the younger segment. Skeptical about a whole lot of things, for instance. Mistrust in everything that they perhaps would be looking at. They see the world outside with a cloud, for instance. Perhaps not so negative, but certainly a cloud of mistrust, filter of mistrust, for instance. Now, in this particular age of mistrust, for instance, can you give us some examples of how you have been able to build up brands, maintain brands, using their unique value propositions? Every brand has got a unique value proposition, for instance. Over a period of time, because of customer trends, perceptions, attitude shifts and changes, you will find that this value proposition could basically get eroded, corroded, and therefore you need to basically polish it as such. You are a specialist in the area of PR. In this kind of a scenario, communication scenario, I think the best, and this is what theory talks, is that you would use the PR, the PR angle to basically communicate, for instance, which is brand agnostic, whatever you want to call it, and things like that, company agnostic, all these, buzzwords which are there. But tell us, how have you been able to really maintain and build on the most value proposition of your brands? You can take some examples if you wish to. You can even reveal the brand, but if there is any confidentiality or anything like that, we need not. We can talk about it in general terms first, which I think everybody would want to hear about this one.
Great, thank you. Thanks for posing. Very interesting question, by the way. So, I think mistrust is a word which I would really want to become a generation. I think there's a cloud of mistrust even when you're dealing with a slightly better age slowly transforming getting into the digital space. Right? So you see frauds happening because of that. We see a lot of vulnerability happening on that. I think an interesting example of how we place trust with that we started learning 5 years back is for housing science. Now, housing science is a known name today, but it's taken us 5 years as one of our first partners to do it. I remember talking to them when I went to Bangalore, seeing we said apple cider was in the channel. Right. Now, in the era of sunsilks, head and shoulders, the big boys, Rich Well, etc., here comes a belief two co-founders, two of our brothers, who said, I think we hit on a brilliant product, but we have the product to make it big, but we don't have the marketing muscle to make it big. And because we're talking to Bharat and India, we're not only talking to India, which is urban, we're also talking to places where everybody buys shampoos, right? Now you sort of build a product and then product to brand journey. So directly with the product, now you build a brand.
Right.
That was literally a one-time piece of the concept.
Was it a scaling up problem or was it basically a reach problem?
Perception.
Perception.
It was an absolute reputation, perception, and it was too well. Yeah, so it was a, if I say what is the problem statement,
Right.
how do I build trust with the customer for them to buy? Because performance marketing will drive you the numbers and sales which they were getting on your Amazon and Flipkart. But what they needed was people to buy repeatedly and to say, hey, you may use the outcome. That part was what we were really trying to solve. What we did
So
was
frequency and advocacy is what we are looking at.
absolutely. So once the brand reaches to in the academic sense awareness leading to action stage, we needed to create the right awareness and also build trust in the brand because we're so used to seeing advertisements which are multilingual, product communication which is so well penetrated across from the bigger boys that you suddenly had a new brand selling something which is English sounding, right? Apple cider vinegar, try translate it to thinking and sell it also, right? Try doing that. And then build that trust and reputation. So I think over the journey of the last 5 years we've with them, literally using different touch points and mediums in PR. So whether it's getting articles down to talking about the benefits of why it's needed in your product, to getting the right people talking about it on Instagram and YouTube, to advocacy building on LinkedIn where the founders needed to reach who was one of the boards who also invest in the community. So we match different stakeholders and for each stakeholder, strategy was different, but the goal was same, build trust and reputation.
Right.
So I think the journey's been very, very interesting and successful today.
So the content platform remained the same, but you moved into different verticals.
Yeah, and at each stage we sort of valued and understood what they need to do. Very simple, but the latest example, when they were selling on Amazon, they written silicone and paraben free. And the Indian customer thought that you have to buy
playbook, right? Something of that, a food playbook and things like that. We love to know about that subsequently, of course.
Subsequently, yeah, we do that.
Yeah.
So the idea was that how do you build trust, or how do you build basically to the goal point? It's not only media anymore. It's a mix of using digital aspects, it's a mix of using multimedia approaches. And I think at this stage that we are, we're really going neck to neck with the big boys. Our idea would be how to use multimedia and create interesting content that people want to see, especially the younger generation, whose attention span may be slightly more limited than the older one. And we're going to look at that as a growth opportunity instead of a challenge and work around that. So maybe this would be an exciting example.
So wonderful example. It's a very wonderful example as to how you really build up, the area which you want to basically, objectively basically meet for. So, fantastic. So it's more VR driven than perhaps anything. That's what we are.
I'd say integrated.
Integrated, yeah, more or less, but
every agency.
The tone of voice is more PR, right?
Yeah.
Coaxing, telling them not the performance marketing, slant that you perhaps would have taken otherwise. More the brand building kind of thing.
Absolutely. It's on how the perceptions change.
Right.
And now why the acceptability is there. And this sort of thing happens to the mix of movie or media.
Right. So scaling up on that, we could get larger consumer bases developed with your campaign, and these that any metrics that you perhaps would want to share with the saying move from so many to so many and things like that.
So that's a function more in performance marketing when I talk about sales.
Right.
We would be looking at the reputation and trust rating, which
Right.
would be that they stood at ground zero and now today they would take ground 10 versus 15.
Okay.
So from that aspect, that
In terms of perception and attitude towards the
yeah,
brand.
the positive sentiment
Positive
towards the
sentiment.
consumer and from the consumer. Like they would sell 10,000 bottles a day, today they would easily be at a lakh.
Okay. So then that go.
Yeah, but I wouldn't attribute that only to the
Yeah, but
only
there's also
to the
performance
traffic.
marketing, which I think you have to bifurcate between brands
Yeah.
and brand building and performance marketing. Great stuff, wonderful stuff. Yeah, okay. Here we go. We have a nice.
So, what you rightly mentioned that trust is the factor that is affecting most of the purchases today, which is true. But another interesting, it's again a piece of research that most of the trust today is crowdsourced.
Yeah.
Now, when I say crowdsourced, today when you want to watch a movie, you go to Book My Show, you go to IMDb, and you look at the total number of average score that the movie has. You want to order a pizza, you go to Zomato, you look at a restaurant, and you look at the rating that the restaurant has got. You are looking at buying products. Like I'm a customer of Bob's, you can try that. Amazing product, amazing stuff. The reason why I ended up buying it in the first place is because of the total number of reviews that I saw on Amazon with 4-star ratings, 5-star ratings. And the number of reviews that I saw with negative ratings to understand what other people are facing as a negative.
Did you do the
Net promoter score. So the whole reviews ecosystem is now in the public domain. In fact, if you're looking for a job, every company has a rating. You will end up joining the company or not joining the company based on the reviews you see online.
Right.
Every single thing, everything that we do in our life today, every brand association that we have, our trust on the brand is a lot dependent on what the crowd is saying, what everyone else is saying. And the advantage or disadvantage of internet that everything is now open and accessible. So unless you are really good, unless you are doing really good stuff, somebody out there will call you out, and then everyone else will call you out, and you're going to have that distance. So today, an important part of what you do is also that how users talk about you on the digital platforms.
No, absolutely. Because that's one of the big things, especially in the area of movies and things like that. You go by only that for that, my ratings and things like that.
I'll add to that actually, like how
Yes.
how Hardik said, the trust triangle has a very nice domain now called the ORF, the Online Reputation Management. So the entire thing was seen and observed like how trust and reviews were crowdsourced. This transformed into a different model. It turned into a business model itself. Now there are specialized ORM agencies, there are specialized business management agencies that don't just handle these responses, but you can actually get these responses out of people program them, use them to your cause. And quite often, this social listening helps you in coming up with the right strategies to help your product build more trust. Like if you're seeing a couple of people have a lot of great pointers, you turn that love into a campaign. Like a lot of this happens a lot with all those pages with shot on iPhone or photography. So it's sense of skill versus sense of technology, pride of technology at a brand's end and a pride of skill at a consumer, then blending together. And then it turns on into a crowd platform, what we know, like how shot on iPhone is one of the most high volume hashtags.
Absolutely.
Sort of just works together. So this
There's
was
a
the
movie made on that, boss. So it's like movie made on shot on an iPhone. What more you want? Proof of the pudding to the ultimate. Okay, great stuff. In fact, this is something which, yesterday we got this little nugget of truth saying that there are new domains which get crafted out, business domains, based on how you understand AI and how these kind of specific domains are really built up for us. Wonderful stuff, wonderful stuff. So here goes. Thank you, Komal. Lovely, freewheeling, but we got into a very nice discussion with reiterating what he had said. Nikhil, this is for you. You are a tech data and creativity specialist. It's actually a very nice niche, and if I may use the Indian term of the blending of this. As a specialist in impact evaluation, which is your interest, I'm told, what is your take on, say for instance, some of the things like digital marketing return on investment, which is one way of really monetizing and really getting to understand the value of your digital marketing activities. And what are the other elements which are involved? For instance, it could be web conversion ratio, which I think you were in an initial stage you started out and things like that, how to monetize that, how do customer acquisition costs be related, and over a period of time you track it and say that now the acquisition costs come down, whatever be the other thing. And also percentage of sales from digital marketing versus percentage of sales from classic marketing. So is that the way perhaps performance marketing or brand performance evaluation is conducted on the digital?
Thank you, sir. I think that's a question everyone probes us these days, every client. How do I get a return on investment on everything? I'll actually take an example. So a lot of times we were working for Asus with a laptop. Like one of the premium brands from Taiwan was there. They have one product called the Chromebook. Now, the thing we know about Chromebook is it does not support iOS, neither does it support Windows. It works on a Chrome OS. Now, that's a product that was rejected by this country. Like Google launched in 2012, they couldn't succeed. HP relaunched it, Lenovo relaunched it, it couldn't succeed. But in 2021, when we launched the Asus Chromebooks, it was the C'2340, we did the amount of sales with HP, Lenovo and Google did combined in 9 years. We did that much amount of sale in just 3 years. And we did equal amount of sale in the next 3 years. And this is a report that actually came us from the headquarters in Taiwan. I think we did that. So yes, we changed. There's no magic actually.
Yeah.
So the real logic.
Method is the madness involved.
That's method and madness. So when we realized every single brand, what they wanted to do was they wanted to replace this as a work laptop. What HP tried to do was they wanted to replace the tablet banking which ICCI Bank did. But they failed to realize one small thing. This Chrome OS was an experience of a mobile phone and a laptop. That's what this was. And our research said that more than the working professionals that require a lot of high-end software, even in tablet banking which requires, they're not available on the Chrome Android. So who are the exact people who can benefit this from? If you want to shop something on a seat and a wide screen, it's a great product. If you want to do all your lectures, you want to do something online, read everything in the world, manage a Google Classroom, it's there. Along with that, if you wanted to see how we can actually enable our older generation, like a lot of people who are not as tech savvy, they can use it. So it was a small pivot from the target audience which everyone had, moving it to the exact TTL can give. And once we pivoted, we marketed the entire Chromebook as a product for homes, for the students, for the homemakers, and for the elderly. It was a complete pivot. And then we used to call it this, like it was a very basic product. It was a simple product. We were like, let's call it simple. But there was an adjective, it was thoughtfully simple. So it is simple, but simple for a reason. So if you see, there was a mix of communication, there was a right mix of the right target audience at the same time, and then promoted like what we were discussing about Geeky Ranjit, Demon and Tucker and tech influencers. So now there is playing it on the core USP that I'm giving, selling it to the right target audience, and then building brand affinity, like Sir said, by the people they believe in, which is the tech people. Like you cannot build a tech brand without talking tech. You need to talk tech to be a tech brand. So all of this together led to what we did that. And then again, selling it at the right place. Like there are a lot of e-commerce platforms as we know. But there's something called Flipkart Unique, where all the tech launches happen. So knowing the right medium and the right platform to do it. So I think it's not just one effort that the ROI is not driven or the web conversion money. Like I'm sure a lot of clients will have a lot of money to pay. It's just that how can you get that money out? And it's not even about getting the money out. In the end, it's about how do you put that money to use. Like if you know that, let's imagine there was Lollapalooza that happened here. Everyone was excited about it. There are a lot of music enthusiasts. You might want to sell it to every music enthusiast across India, and you suddenly have a sample size of 10 crore people at limited budget you have. Or you know the kind of lineup it had, a lot of people from the nearby cities only could go. Or you can use that amount of money which you have for a smaller sample size which you know who should come. That's the right kind of targeting. So I think to deliver value in digital age is similar thing I think what they used to do in the 90s or the management used to do in the 80s. It's knowing the
advertising on TV and all, yeah.
knowing the right target audience.
Yeah.
We need to know. Like the 2014 election was fought on Facebook. It is said the 2024 election will be fought on YouTube. How the mediums change, how things are changing. It's about knowing where exactly my audience is and how do I market it. Like this said, the Just Do It took 18 years to make. Even Cadbury's which Meera Ojai took a while to land up at that space. So you need to understand in India, back in the day, chocolate was not something that elders used to eat. It was looked as something that kids would eat and elders would have it on one special occasion. So I think even if it's a digital age or it was a traditional age, and right now also we have both the mediums, there's offline and online, both intersect together. That's the reason the integrated agencies exist. It's not a digital domain. So it's about knowing the right target audience, knowing your play field, and then doing it. Like another example of this would be when Ultronix Cement launched an app called the UTech. It was a home building app, had a lot of users in terms of engineers, architects, home builders. We needed to know that, first of all, that's not a target market for Mumbai, Delhi, and Bangalore. Nobody makes a house here. The cities expand vertically, so plans. So it's a tier 2 cities. Then in that case also, it's the home builders on Instagram who want a visual gallery. We turn into that. The distributors and dealers who control this authority, they function on WhatsApp. So you need to leverage the WhatsApp medium as a platform. Then there are a lot of these designers, architects, they see a lot of this content on Pinterest. So how can you make stronger pins over there? I think to summarize all of this, I think to deliver real value is about knowing who are you talking to, knowing what's happening on the space and choosing the right medium to
Not the
target.
need that you are actually fulfilling,
Exactly.
basically, which is unfulfilled today.
Right.
I think your example of Asus was a fantastic thing where you straddled different segment that was not being served. That's the point.
Yes.
That is where you build in value addition for fantastic. Yes. Fantastic.
Actually, just one more thing to add. So quite often what happens is a lot of people keep following something that has been going on. We don't change it. So that's a funny story. I just read it yesterday. A set of parents, they sued a doctor who delivered their child recently. The reason they sued it was, they said like when the child was born, the doctor said, "Mubarak ko ladka hua hai." Now they were like, how can you assign birth? He will grow up and decide if he wants to be a guy or a girl. Now it's up for debate.
Oh my God.
But we are not used to it because we don't talk about it. So now the conversation here is we can always pivot provided that we have strong data and business to back it.
Good one. That's a very situational, comedy. Super. Thank you. Wonderful. Super. And great case study. Super. Okay. Here goes. Hardik, your specialization is consumer behavior specialization. This is a very strange question because most people have been ordering with this question. How has the customer journey changed post when compared to pre-pandemic? And how have you, slanted your strategy to the new shifts and changes that have happened as far as customer behavioral patterns are concerned?
I think fundamentally the customer journey hasn't changed pre or post pandemic. It has changed pre or post pre-data that Jio started giving us. Right? It's a fact that the actual, if you look at all trends everywhere, you look at social media trends, you look at Facebook Insight reports, you look at Google trends, Google Insight reports, the search trends of Google, number of search volumes on every search query out there on Google, what you will see is after the Geo launch, because data became so much more accessible and it was available for free, even YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, everything saw an explosion in its usage because more and more number of users were able to come online. During the pandemic, what happened is because this data was already available to these users, they were used to using the data on their mobiles and laptops, and it was freely available. A large part of us also were able to work from home for like almost at a fraction of a cost. Earlier, 1 GB data used to cost around 300 to 500 rupees. Today, 500 rupees means your entire month's internet usage is set. Right? So it actually started then. What the pandemic did is it accelerated the use of data. And then, because you could not go out, you could not use physical stores, you could not be in touch with people physically, that led to a stage where today everybody is comfortable using that data. And if you look at it, even most of our meetings today are client meetings. 8 out of 10 client meetings also happen over a virtual call. We don't have to physically be present in the client's meeting because for the last 3 years, that's how we've been doing it. So everybody is comfortable with that. Now, having said that, what is also changing in India is that every year there is a new population that is coming online. So the biggest buzzword in the marketing industry is millennials. How do we target millennials, right? I think that millennials time has gone now. Gen Z's bhi chalu, Gen Z's actually Gen Alpha chalu ho gaya. Now they are called Gen Alphas. And the entire Gen Alpha generation is constantly connected. They are always online. My 3-year-old daughters, both of them are online 24/7. As soon as they wake up, the first thing they do is they take their mobile out and go on YouTube. As soon as we take their mobile off, they go to the TV and say, open YouTube. They press the mic button and say, open YouTube. So they are constantly connected. Now, in this age, what is going to happen is that the trend is there, that people are going to consume content on internet. Now, as brands, it's for the brands to decide how we want to tap into that. Whether you want to target that user when he's consuming content or you do. In my experience in last 3 years, the brands that have been able to segment their customers into different life stages of their consumers. For example, there's a guy who is like an 18-year-old guy. He is the apt customer for every BFSI brand today because he's just about to start his finance journey. If you tap him today and if you teach him everything he needs to know about taxation, income tax, saving money, planning for their life events, all of that, that customer is going to stay with you for the rest of his life.
Lifetime value will get.
Yes.
It is exactly what used to happen in the liquor industry. If you remember, way back 20 years back, was seeded with the first, with a whiskey or this or that and things like that, and he'll remain with it because it's a learned,
chocolates, like you just spoke about chocolates, right? Chocolates for our parents was something that children need. For us, it is a gift that we want to give each other, right?
Correct.
For our generation, the easiest gift that we want to give to somebody is a box of chocolate. Forever Washer, 700 rupees for 7 chocolates.
Yeah.
That's the kind of stuff that is going on.
Correct.
So I think,
Sweet with good image.
yeah, I think the consumer trends is shifting for sure. Even my father, who is a 60-year-old man, he is on YouTube now. He is more on YouTube than on any other platform. His TV usage has gone down.
He's following you.
I don't know, maybe. But I think so, yeah, the trends have definitely changed. And I think and this is where again the word behavioral economics, which I spoke about, is about understanding how your consumer behaves, what they do, and then target them with very specific communication for that segment. My communication to a guy who is in the age group of 22 to 25 or 18 to 22 cannot be seen as the communication that I will probably give to a guy who is in the age of 40 to 50 years. So while digital is a platform, digital is the channel where you are communicating, what medium you use, which platform you use also equally important. For example, I was at home, me and my brother were just having a chat, and we were on Facebook, on our phones, separate phones. One of my younger cousin came in, he is roughly around 19 years old. He came, he looked at me like, millennials. And I'm like, what? And he's like, you guys are still using Facebook. We are not on Facebook anymore. We are on Instagram and Snapchat. So, so it's also important to understand that who your audience is, where they are, and what they are doing, and what is the mindset that they have. And if you understand that behavior, if you understand that trend, I think any season is a good season. We have managed to sell for an e-commerce clothing brand which I cannot name. The entire pandemic season, while everybody was worried because they were more into fashion and stuff, everybody was worried, how do we sell more, right? You are not going out, so you don't need new clothes. We understood a trend, we identified a pattern that when you are at home, you will not need new fashion or new shirts and stuff, but you will definitely need new pajamas. And then we started selling pajamas to that audience. And that led to massive
match with pajamas. They got converted with it.
So it's the both side of products, but now they have a larger share of revenue coming from pajamas.
Very good. Great stuff. So it is basically what you are saying is how to slice data, how to understand data, how to look at the behavioral patterns within segments, going through data analysis and things like this. And today, of course, we have a whole lot of digital tools that are available that will give you almost insights on an ongoing basis. Okay, great stuff. Great stuff. Gopal, anything that you want to, since you are in the area of integrated marketing communication, which is my love and domain specialization for someone teaching another perspective. Today, the new age, the IMC is looking at a lot of innovation through digitalization for engagement purposes, for creating serendipity in terms of communication, building up deep memory, for instance, getting into the deep memory, staying there. So, in this particular, era, have you used any features like augmented reality or any of these things to really build your campaigns? It could be the IMC campaigns, PR driven or even otherwise. Have you used any of these and what are your experiences?
Great. So, yes, it's very interesting how digital is gotten, and I love the point you made that it's actually free geo.
Free geo, I just made a note here.
Fantastic point, and if you go to see free data, and I discovered when TikTok was there that my driver had more followers on TikTok than most of the girls in my office.
Surprising.
And I chanced upon it by knowing it because suddenly the people want to do some stuff out. I'm like, that's where the world is headed. You need to know PG and the customer data. Very, very interesting point. We have to get into the multimedia zone. What worked earlier is definitely evolved. I would say it's engaging, but it's definitely evolved. So, for example, yesterday your press releases today are written in a way of communication is done, where it can be audio found. Because like you mentioned, actually, Alexa, read me where the next product I should buy in my market. So today my communication that is written for brands is actually discoverable not only on SEO, but I have to keep in mind words which is becoming. That it can pick up through audio. It's reached with that awareness in mind. But also the experiences have become very sensitive. So what used to be earlier a product launch for say a lipstick brand would be there is a brand ambassador, there's a lipstick launch, there's an audience today, it's done. It's now changed to a whole new ballgame. Very interesting triangle health and flow that we manage. 25 years ago, and imagine the perception that they came up with was in the era of Naikas, etc. How do I become relevant? And the second problem that they were facing is because of the name, am I a pharmacy brand instead of a beauty destination? Right? We did an intervention for them which was AI-led, which was every person wants to be special, and you're selling the business of vanity. That means that you want to be feeling good when you walk into a store, and someone tell you, you know what, you got great this, but maybe you want to do this. Now, why would that person trust a beauty advisor who represents many brands? We simply created an application for them, which when you come on an iPad, they take your skin type, etc. The person fills it out, and then you are given a recommended list which will it's not dramatically bad, not close enough there where it goes up the list for you. We suddenly saw a splurge of women wanting to come and understand this thing and went to wanted to know what is the hair dye, what is this without needing to blow a huge hole in their pocket at absolutely no cost. But using interventions like this and will develop into a second stage where you have these magic mirrors when you put the spells. Similar to what
L'Oreal uses a whole lot of
yeah, so there is Modi face which plays a huge role now in not only your decision making, but your brand propositions.
Including approvals, you can take a snapshot, send it on Facebook or on Instagram, tag your friends, and then you get back the response and say, I want this, you know, it looks good on me.
Absolutely. I mean, we are all guilty of
Interactivity.
Instagram shopping, right?
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
all guilty of Instagram shopping.
Yes,
And absolute impulse purchases. So you know where your credit card bills or debit card bills coming from.
Yes.
So the idea is that the evolution has happened definitely because of the internet, but I think within spaces there's been a lot of enhancement.
Yeah.
If today you go with an Auto Expo or any of these architecture interior expos, you would suddenly see AI being projected instead of physically in tagging that smart, do that. Now the fashion week used it for one of Anita Lowe's shows, fantastic, where she had AI projected on the runway along with the models which made them based on the different scenarios which would look like. That's taking it to a whole new level of what the these application can be. So I think these are beautiful integrations and we will see more of these to come. Armchair travels.
Very good, very good. So what we teach in the class is not really, use of fables, it is happening on ground. I think that is a great feeling that we get. Thank you. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so Nikhil, this is for you. In the space of digitalization, you see all things happening. What is your go-to market strategy for FMCGs? How is there anything different? Because you're a go-to-market specialist, as it looks from your bio. So give us some way forward on that.
Small because I personally never liked SMCG as a category.
Oh, is it? But you can make any.
No, I will pick out FMCG
Maybe
actually.
you love auto.
No, we fall in love with the things we hate. It's the best money actually.
Yeah.
So I would actually want to have a Komal also said it helps a lot in FMCG. Like she said, like the driver had more followers on TikTok. Things are getting hyper local that way. When it comes to TikTok, once TikTok was gone, TikTok's exit was the entry of Reels in India. That was the entry of Moj, Chingari, and ShareChat, apps like that. Now there's one more app called Tiki with almost 80 million viewers. Now the point is, we must be thinking that this content that we watch is not the content first, but who are we to decide or judge for the content what is right or wrong? It's certainly and definitely working for people, a lot of us cannot create it. So we all know the full form of FMCG within fast-moving consumer goods. I just wanted to put it out there. But there's also one more thing that is associated with this category called the fast-moving consumer attention. Like we spend not more than 5 seconds on anything. Research also proves that we make a decision within a fraction of seconds in our head. There's a big problem with FMCG. The FMCG problem was they want to occupy the shelf space. But how do you occupy the shelf space if you do not really have the thing in your heart? Like I'll give you an example. Like we see Bisleri over here. It quite happens whenever you go to a restaurant or whenever you go to a smaller store as well, you say, "Bhaiya, ek Bisleri dena." But if he gives you a Bailey or a Kinley, you will still take it. You would not be like, "Nahi, mujhe Bisleri chahiye." This is a clear example of the head space occupied but not the heart space occupied. So I think the go-to strategy for FMCG is the journey of head to heart. The same thing, and I think that's a journey with a lot of brands that I try to tackle. Like when it comes to tea, the red label and everyone for ages targeted the housewives. They targeted the mothers. They will do that. The same thing I think actually works for every other smaller brand. Like if you look at a Kisan or a Jam, they always look at a mother making breakfast for everyone. For a long time, this was always limited to this particular audience. This was a go-to strategy for them. Like we said, the head-to-heart journey always would happen not once. It's a consecutive efforts. Like we know that there's a hero hub and hygiene model. There's hero hub and hygiene. But I think with FMCG, the hero doesn't work. You need a lot of hub campaigns at a lot of significant intervals and levels to keep building that love for the brand. It's a similar thing when you actually also start dating somebody. You wouldn't immediately be head over heels for them. It takes time. Slow and steady, and that's I think the FMCG lookout, slow and steady.
First roots at the heart.
Exactly.
Over the brain.
Yeah, you start with that and then you
Then
keep
go for the
building
wall.
like that. Well, that's a good joke, sir. But that's exactly what you do to do with the FMCG categories. And then again,
Linear model doesn't work.
Linear model
doesn't work. That's what you're
it
saying.
doesn't really
So
work.
you build the non-linear model.
Yes, and in that also this mediums play a big role. Like for example, the Dunzo, Zomato and Swiggy. They talk about the fact, like Zomato and Swiggy talk about hunger. Now they've started the Instamart and food deliveries. But you look at every FMCG brand, they have gone hyper local. Now the point is, we have things that we are ordering online. We have things that we are getting it from the DMart. But like how Gopal also said, I remember very well that where is the Bharat? And that's one of the interesting article which Snapdeal's CEO Kunal Gayal posted. That who buys from Snapdeal anymore? The real reason is the Bharat buys from Snapdeal that doesn't live only in these metro cities, but lives deep within their towns. There are tier 2 town cities. Really great people who are doing good work. I think Shark Tank was a great reality show how this business are evolving. I think these platforms that are coming up, getting more local with these platforms, getting more vernacular with these platforms are one of the finest strategies. And a linear model of, okay, I will make a hero video with, let's say, someone who is really well-known brand face, and I will do 1, 2, 3 campaigns throughout the year, and I'll do content. I think that really doesn't work anymore. Because you need to keep building that trust, you need to keep building that understanding. Since we're on the subject of Gen Z, a lot of research papers, I think, but among everything, I think Gen Z is something that believes to follow brands that have a story. They are led by a story. I'm like, what is it that you have to give me? What is that value you have? So I think we are all in the business of something or the other, but together we are in the business of building value. I think that's the FMCG problem that we need to solve.
Very good. So digitally it is possible that you have a multitude of
Yes.
tools that you can actually use.
Time frame we cannot determine, but of course digitally it's possible. Like we have learned about the tofu, mofu, and the mofu models across the funnel. I think you start with the awareness, like, hey, I have this something new. Then you keep building on that. Like
you have to,
right,
take the model.
Keep changing the model. I think what works, what doesn't. We need to, like, for example, giveaways and contests work a lot when it comes to fashion. When it comes to brands like housing brands or Santro car, they sort of the philosophy of meri pehli gaadi, my first car. With FMCG is more like, oh, it's fun, it's part of you. So I think every category has that. Like F&B is food and beverages is FOMO. Food equals to FOMO. They build on that. I think with FMCG you need to build that love. So that मुझे यही चाहिए. That's what Ashirwad also says. India का number 1 आता है. और Tata Steel देश का number. It's that love you have to build. That head to heart journey is something you need to crack, and that's possible digitally because we spend time on it.
Maybe a very utilitarian product.
Right.
The fact is that the heart really plays a big role.
It plays a big role because intrinsically we always know, okay, should I do this? Should I change? Like even if the shopkeeper will be like, sir, ये नया try करो अच्छा है. Like नहीं, give me that only. It's there. Even internally we'll always want to do that. The same thing with the barber, like I don't know if it happens with them, but with men it's there. There's one guy cutting your hair for years and years, and suddenly somebody else, where is Bhaiya?
I can't get rid of him, he can't get rid of me.
Yes. You need to build that, and that journey happens over time. So that's it.
Sure, very good. Okay, here goes for you, but we will round it up with one general question. I think this is for you. You're an SEO expert. Now, straight question, very interesting. How has SEO over a period of time, with all the technology innovations and other things that have come in, been able to squeeze out better values for your customers, for your brands? Is it happening? Is it not? Or what you have been doing perhaps at the time that you started 2007, still going on the same way? Or is there more productivity that you are able to get from your SEO?
So, fundamentally, what we need to understand is that you have a certain set of audience. Now, this audience comes on all kind of platforms. Every platform has a purpose, right? Like on Instagram or Facebook, like the people say on Facebook you will go and post, hey, I ate a samosa. On Instagram you will put the picture of that samosa. On YouTube you will put a video saying how to eat that samosa. But on Google, you will go and search, where do I buy that samosa? Right? So, Google or the search platform. So, today, again, search is not limited to Google because there's a lot of vertical search as well that is happening. For example, today, if you want an insurance, in order to compare good insurance policies, you will end up visiting Policy Bazaar whether you like it or not. Today, you want a good shampoo, whether you like it or not, you will end up using Amazon. Now, Amazon search function is a vertical search. Policy Bazaar search function is a vertical search. And Google is a universal search, if you've been seeing that, right? But the whole idea is that search is going to be a significant part of everybody's life. Anybody who comes online, they're going to go and search. Now, the outcome of the search results. So, typically how it works is that you will either end up paying for that traffic to the platform. For example, when somebody is searching for, say, pizza restaurants name, right? Somebody will have to pay Google to show up in that search listing with an ad. That is the idea. Now, because the intent of the user is that he's looking for a pizza, that means he's going to buy the pizza. Therefore, it makes all the commercial sense for every business to make payment to Google and get that traffic. The same visitor, exact same visitor, can also visit your website by scrolling down 3 listings further and clicking on the organic listing, which is the SEO listing, right? Since 2007, I think for next 15 years also, search is intent driven, and because it is intent driven, it will always deliver value. Now, whether you pay for that traffic or you make an effort, and SEO is not easy, it's going to take 6 to 12 months for you to show up in those results. So it's not going to be easy, but then if you consistently make that effort to make your website better, to make your content better, to make your experience better.
Continuous evolution is happening.
Yes.
What's happening?
And when you do that, ultimately the user is going to discover you organically. And that's where you will start getting the same visitor for which you would end up paying, let's say, 100 rupees in click, 100 rupees in click to Google. They were getting the same visitor to your website for free.
That is what Policy Bazaar did. If you remember,
Correct.
they started advertising that on even on TV and things like that. See, driving traffic at that stage was very important. They
Correct.
created the whole.
Correct. And now every search basically pays.
So both digital and classic.
I have worked in a jewelry brand back in 2014. The brand is defunct now. There's a lot of scam chatter as well around that brand. One of the most interesting concepts that I learned there is that a lot of their business actually came by running ads in newspapers in tier 2, tier 3 cities, wherein they said, go on Google, search for us, and use this coupon code, and we will give you a discount. And that led to massive increase in their search volumes in Google. And then that led to a lot of increase in the website traffic. So, and it is quite interesting, Amazon does TV ads to drive traffic to its app and to its website.
You don't get that kind of hits coming in.
Yeah. So TV and newspaper are being used by an e-commerce brand, an online brand.
Also, believability of newspaper is
Yeah.
pretty high.
And a large number of today automotive brands, like all the car brands, today are spending massive amount of money on digital to drive store footfalls so that they can give test drives. So now the amalgamation is actually happening between digital and physical. That offline marketing, online marketing, you have to merge them, you don't have a choice as well. And SEO is going to basically help you merge them because the consumer, at the end of the day, no matter what you do, eventually end up searching for it. And therefore you have to be there.
Very good. Thank you, sir. Then wonderful. This is the last, but everybody has been intrigued with programmatic advertising, and we also have been talking about this in the class. How much of programmatic do you all use? Each one. Just yes, no, impactful, not. Yes, you want to start? Don't use. Okay, fine.
So I think it's a
Follow the
lot.
old route, huh? Head hard.
Head to heart journey plays a great role, but I think I think one of the best examples of this is what the German tourism did back. German Railways did like a few years back. There was this interesting campaign called the No Need to Fly. What they wanted to do was they were telling people not to take airplanes, only use trains in Germany. It was for the people of Germany only. The campaign was structured in such a way that they used Getty Images to source all the famous sites across the world in Canada, USA and everything. And they found similar looking sites in Germany. So every time a user did a particular search, for example, Great Wall of China, he used to see an ad of a particular thing, the exact same thing which is in Germany, with the price comparison of how much it would take him to go to that place compared to the small amount of price that he can take to travel in Germany itself. So that was the whole campaign, No Need to Fly. And a similar algorithm also showed them the nearest airport. This would be a clear example of what they did. So the question is the amount of programmatic buying we do this day or not. Often, honestly, in most practical terms, boils down to the budget of our clients. Like when we were doing classes and a lot of other brands, we always keep on pitching to directors mix is going to work for you. YouTube directors mix. One of the classic examples of creating one generic ad and multiple versions of it. But the feasibility And again, the value it adds to that investment is very indefinite. We do not really know about it. Like for example, there are trusted media that I know. For a tech brand, if I take a couple of influencers at scale, I'll get a desired result that is definite. But I'm not very sure if I'm investing heavily on that, will I get it or not. How much of it do we use? It's not a Pandora's box. There, it's always on our pitch decks. There's an idea definitely. But I think it's about what do we prioritize. Like while the technology has catched up, I think we as audience have not really catched up to that real influence. Like if you look at a market in Oman or like in the Middle East, they're still 3 years behind in India. The market there is still young, they have just started using Instagram. So I think programmatic buying, it's my personal opinion, speaking to the clients and all when they say no, I think we're still getting there because we have the right amount of technology available, but I think the consumer hasn't yet get onto that. That's what I'm trying to say. Exactly. We're not intersecting at that similar point. So that's it. I mean, Hardik.
So, interesting take. I think programmatic is here, it's going to stay, and I think it's going to grow. The whole idea, and this is something that I personally truly believe in, is that everything that you do in marketing, it's just a giant big experiment, and you have to keep on experimenting one day after the other to figure out what works, right? Programmatic merged with AI is going to take over certain aspects of marketing for sure. Because what is also important to understand is that today, with the whole chat GPT ecosystem, the whole AI-based ecosystem, what used to take me, say, 5 days to generate, let's say if I have to generate 500 ad copies, I'll probably need 5 days. And I'm like, then also it's not good quality, it's a like really poor quality ad copies, right? Because it's generating at scale. Today with AI, you can do this in 5 hours, right? And then using all of that with technology, software, automation, it's so easy to run every ad copy, every emotion, check every emotion gets impact on the consumer. And you can actually do bite-sized tests to figure out what is working, what is not working. Right? So all of that combined with the power of programmatic, it is going to change the way marketing is going to happen. Like you said in the beginning, right? It's not that ChatGPT is going to replace you. It's how you use ChatGPT is going to replace you. And that's exactly what is going to happen. That the number of experiments that you are able to run is significantly higher. So tomorrow, today, as an agency, if I am able to deliver 5 experiments, somebody else is committing 500 experiments at the same cost, they're going to win, of course. So it's the usage of AI powered with programmatic, and also a lot of the offline media. Like you see so many OS ads today. Those ads are also moving into programmatic platforms, right? So the ads are actually managed through there are areas where ads are managed through programmatic algorithms. So and it is all of it is done online, right? So these things are going to have an impact, and these things are going to change the way marketing works, and it is going to happen. It's just that we need to be more adapt and prepared to be ready for the change.
To be comfortable. Okay, very good. I think what we are veering around is that what we started up saying that digital marketing and passive marketing activities are totally coexist. In fact, it only is a synergy in terms of building our efficacy, effectiveness, and also greater value delivery to our customers. That is what our objective is, to basically start up by saying that how marketing is becoming more specifically more productive in its own way and things like that as such. Okay, this is what we had veered around, but let's get the verdict. Let me now unreveal the 4th panelist right now, and Shreya, please come. She is going to unreveal the 4th panelist. So here we are. Any guesses? Any guesses? Any guesses? Any guesses? Any guesses? The 4th, the Phantom is going to come in. Phantom is on the way. Phantom is on the way. Okay, as we all do now in the last few months, last few days, last few hours perhaps, we will get the verdict from ChatGPT. Okay?
So
So we'll let you know the AI perspective now.
We'll know the AI perspective. So, how the specialists have come here, how it's gone through. So, let's have our first question that we discussed. Okay, this is the first question. The first question is what we have geared around. It says that how does the new digital marketing capabilities enhance classical marketing capabilities of a company to improve customer value delivery? That's the question we had to put. That is the hypothesis that we did, that it enhances. Here we are. Each one of them has spoken about various aspects that are coming through for us. As GPT has been eavesdropping in this particular round table. It's been eavesdropping, finding out what's happening.
They covered all
Did I?
the points.
Did you let it out? You did not?
So what ChatGPT has to suggest is digital marketing has significantly enhanced classical marketing capabilities by providing new channels and tools to reach and engage customers. There are some ways digital marketing has improved customer valuability. Targeting. Digital marketing provides highly targeted and personalized marketing that can reach specific demographics, interests, and behaviors. This allows companies to deliver the right message to the right person at the right time, improving the overall customer experience. Data analytics. Digital marketing provides companies with vast amount of data of insights on customer behavior and preferences. This data can be used to create more effective marketing strategies, optimize customer journeys, and deliver better value to customers. Omnichannel integration. Digital marketing provides a seamless integration of online and offline marketing channels. This allows companies to create a consistent brand experience across multiple touchpoints and improve the customer engagement. Interactivity. Digital marketing provides a two-way communication between companies and customers, allowing for real-time feedback, interaction, and engagement. This enhances the customer experience and fosters a sense of community and loyalty. Cost effectiveness. Digital marketing is often more cost-effective than traditional marketing methods and provides a higher return on investment. This allows companies to reach more customers and deliver more value with limited resources. So overall, digital marketing capabilities have enabled companies to deliver more personalized, data-driven, and engaging marketing experiences, ultimately improving customer value delivery.
Fantastic. Fantastic. CFA. I mean,
Yes, it is actually.
CFA.
Exactly.
Yeah. CFA. Okay, we will have, in the interest of time, we will have one more question which was also posed. Let's look at the second question. This is interesting because it's a global phenomenon which also has been discussed out here. In the age of mistrust, which is of course based on the Edelman report, how effective is digital public relations in maintaining a brand's unique value proposition to maintain brand loyalty?
Now there is Bard also. Google has come with Bard.
So we will check with Bard also. Whether
Or
it is-
Google just launched on 7th itself.
Whether GPT is right or Bard is right, is there a thing that is happening?
Students know, but double confirmation.
No, that is the right
Yeah, yeah.
side.
Double CFA.
As it is a paper question.
Authenticity, consistency, transparency. Nobody is surprised at how your chat GPT has been eavesdropping on what you were saying. Yeah, that's where you bring in human
I
team.
like the fact that it reduces effort and man hours.
So, but we are doing both. Finally, then it would have been a theory. But after I have used that it becomes now that it's a confirmation of it.
I think it's a great tool.
Yeah, it's a great tool, no doubt about it. How can we convince the audience here? Because they are also a part of the world of this. You get the point. So I think it's a better thing. Okay, so with that, I think in conclusion we can say that both will coexist. Your digital marketing capability, building up digital marketing capability will take time over a period of time. So you can't go for one or the other to deliver value, both for the company as well as for your customer segments, for instance. So both will coexist, and both are actually getting a synergistic impact creating ability using digital formats as well as perhaps traditional formats, concurrently in order to deliver greater and more compelling value for our customers. Okay. So with that, I think we will. Thank you very much. I think it's a great panel that we had. Fantastic. Absolutely. You brought in so much of energy and so much of thoughts around the world that you have been using. For instance, so I think it was a good confluence between classical thinking and, of course, the digital thinking that we brought about. I think thank you very much, each one of you all. I think it's a fabulous, walkthrough that we had. So thank you very much. Thank you for spending all the time and being here for this. Thank you very much. We keep on inviting you more and more. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for the insightful thoughts and inspirational words, and thank you to the panel also. I'm sure your words have created a lasting impact on everyone. We thank the panelists for gracing us with their presence today, and would like to call Dr. Ramakrishnan and Dr. Vandana Khanna forward to present the panelists with a token of appreciation. So would you mind stepping forward, please?
Would now like to call Abha ma'am to facilitate Isaac sir with the token of appreciation as well.
घर की मुर्गी दाल बनाना घर का मुर्गा बोलो या मराठी में बोलो घर का मुर्गा थैंक यू Ava has been a student of mine from Bajaj. I think I'm so proud of her, what she has done. And here she is, chairperson, SGMC'23. Thank you so much. Oh, hi.
Thank you so much, panelists. Thank you so much, Isaac sir. This was an immersive experience. Please have a seat. We'll move forward with the valedictory and prize announcement. Isaac sir, I would like to call you upon for the prize announcement and the valedictory for the research paper.
Right now, so They are also leaving. I hope you are not leaving. Huh? Please wait.
And that last year.
It's vegetarian lunch, so don't worry. I'm sorry about that. Organ actually. So, but this is report 77 is all you want.
Yeah, I have seen that.
But thank you. Normally,